Hi everybody, today we are going to talk about section 9.6. We're going to talk about something called the discriminant. This will be the last chapter, or the last section that we talk about in this chapter. Before we can really start talking about how to use the discriminant and all of that, we should probably talk about what is the discriminant. The easiest way to remember it is the discriminant is the expression under the square root in the quadratic formula. So, for those of you that have forgotten the quadratic formula, you can, remember it by the song that I've also posted on my website here. But there it is, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The only thing that we are concerned with is this b squared minus 4ac. This is our discriminant. Made my arrow too long. Okay, and I do not need the square root. All I need is b squared minus 4ac. So everything else I don't have to worry about. Just b squared minus 4ac. No square root, no negative b, no plus or minus, no 2a. b squared minus 4ac is all you need to know. Now, what's nice about the discriminant is it actually tells us how many solutions we should end up with after we solve the quadratic formula. So, one, I don't mind finding it because, one, simplifying b squared minus 4ac, that's what I do first in the quadratic formula anyway. So, not only does it simplify that process, but it also tells me how many equations I should get. So, if you end up with a positive number, you need to have two solutions. So, and hopefully that makes sense. If in your quadratic formula you end up with a square root of 4, okay, you end up with negative b plus or minus 2 all over 2a. Okay, so you would add your 2 and you would subtract your 2 from whatever that b value is. Okay, now if it's 0, the equation is only going to have one solution. Because if you have negative b plus or minus 0, it doesn't matter if you add or subtract 0 from that value. It's just going to be the same value divided by your 2a. So you're going to end up with one solution. And if it's negative, so say we end up with the square root of negative 4, you're going to have no real solution will be what you write. So, again, you guys don't know how to take square roots of negative numbers, so you just write no real solution. Problems are going to look like this today. Okay, I'm going to tell you to find the value of the discriminant and use the value to tell if the equation has two solutions, one solution, or no solutions. So, okay, I start this off very much like I do the quadratic formula. Okay, I identify A, which in this case is 1, B is negative 3, and C is negative 4. As always, our equation still has to be equal to 0. Don't forget about that little piece. So I look at b squared minus 4ac. So I take negative 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 4. Negative 3 squared is 9. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. So I end up with plus 16. And 9 plus 16 is 25. And now all I have to do is ask myself, is 25 positive, negative, or 0? Well, hopefully you guys all know that's a positive number. And positive numbers give me two solutions. looking at B, okay? Very similar setup. A is -1, B is 2, C is -1. Again, B squared minus 4AC. So I end up with 2 squared. Again, get in the habit of putting that B value in parentheses so you handle the negatives correctly. 4 times -1 times -1. So I end up with 4 minus. -4 times -1 is positive. 4 times -1 is -4. So I'm going to go 4 minus 4, which is 0. And from our last slide, you would know that that would be 1 solution. And the last one, you guys can probably take a guess at it, but we'll take a look at it anyway. A is 2, B is -2, and C is 3. Again, plug into B squared minus 4AC. So I'm going to go -2 squared minus 4 times 2 times 3. -2 squared gives me 4. -4 times +2 gives me a -8. -8 times +3 is a -24. 4 minus 24 is a -20. And since it is a negative number, we have no real solution. So it's as simple as that. B squared minus 4AC, plug it in. We can also use the discriminant to find out how many x-intercepts, okay? X-intercepts and solutions are the same thing. We're looking at how many times the graph crosses that x-axis. So, again, ignore the y equals part. Just let them be 0. So, looking at A, our A value is 1, B is 2, C is -2. Plug in B squared minus 4AC. So I end up with 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times -2. End up with 4 minus -4 times 1 is -4 times -2 is plus 8. I end up with 12. Therefore, I have 2 intercepts. B, again, identify A, B, and C. A is 1, B is 2, C is 1. So, B squared minus 4AC. So I end up with 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 1. I end up with 4. -4 times 1 is -4 times 1 is -4. 4 minus 4 is 0, which means I have 1 intercept. And the last one, again, you can probably take a guess at what this is going to be, but A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, B squared minus 4AC. End up with 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3. End up with 4 minus -4 times 1 is -4 times 3 is -12. 4 minus 12 is -8, which means I have no intercepts. So it's as simple as that. Very, very closely related to the quadratic formula. You just got to know whether that discriminant b squared minus 4ac is positive, negative, or 0. There's your homework. We'll check this on Monday when I get back. And if you guys have questions, feel free to shoot me an email, whatever. Catch me around sometime or stop in. Other than that, I will see you guys when I get back. Have a good day.